what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. And hey, if you haven't already, and you're a college football fan and a college basketball fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, because I do college football videos every single day, and I'm going to start doing some more college basketball videos, especially when March Madness rolls around. Don't forget to go ahead and check out my Patreon page, a lot of great stuff over there, and don't forget about my PayPal contest. The person with the highest donation at the end of this month wins a brand new 42-inch Roku Smart TV worth $300. And yes, another car video. And you know what? I'm not going to use the word dreaded. I'm starting to embrace it. Instead of cringing it, I'm enjoying it. So it's going to be another great car video for you today. And today I'm going to talk about Jim Harbaugh and his new contract. Apparently, he has redeemed himself. His original contract was pretty good. In 2019, he was making $7.5 million, third highest paid college football coach in the nation. 2020, more than $8 million he got paid, third highest paid college football coach in the nation. But then the 2020 season happened when they went 2-4, and they cut his salary all the way down to $4 million that year. But they didn't fire him. He was definitely on the hot seat. Now that he's had one great successful season, he has a refurbished contract, and it looks pretty good. So in 2022, he'll make $7.05 million. And by the end of his contract in 2026, he will make $7.6 million in that year. This is a 5-year deal. Now, here's how the buyout's going to work. In the first year, his buyout will be $3 million. In the second year, his buyout will be $2.25 million. In his third year, the buyout will be $1.5 million. In his fourth year, $750,000. And in his fifth year, there won't be a buyout. Overall, Jim Harbaugh has gone 1-5 against Ohio State and 1-5 in bowl games. People forget how unsuccessful he's been in bowl games at Michigan. You can really cut Jim Harbaugh's coaching career at Michigan really into 3 sections. Pre-2020, the year 2020, and then the year 2021. Here's how Michigan looked under Jim Harbaugh pre-2020. Now, in 2015, Michigan went 10-3, finished third in the Big Ten East. They lost to Ohio State 42-13, but beat Florida in the Citrus Bowl 41-7. Jim Harbaugh's only bowl win since he's been at Michigan. That year, they averaged 31.4 points per game, that's 49th in the nation, and allowed 16.4 points per game, which was 6th in the nation. 2016, once again, 10-3, finished third in the Big Ten East. Lost to Ohio State 30-27 in overtime. And they lost to Florida State in the Orange Bowl 33-32. Yeah, it's hard to believe in 2016 Florida State made a New Year's Six Bowl. But they did. That year they averaged 40.3 points per game, which was 11th, and allowed 14.1 points per game, which was number 2 in the nation. That was a decent team. Kind of underachieved that year. 2017, Michigan went 8-5, finished 4th in the Big Ten East. Lost to Ohio State 31-20. And then lost to South Carolina Outback Bowl 26-19. Not a good way to end the season. Just ask North Carolina. Losing to South Carolina to end your season sucks. That year they averaged 25.2 points per game, which was 91st. A terrible offense. But they only allowed 18.8 points per game. Good enough for 13th in the nation on defense. Now in 2018, they went 10-3. Finished 2nd in the Big Ten East. Lost to Ohio State again, 62-39. Lost to Florida in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, 41-15. So they actually played Florida twice under Jim Harbaugh. Won 1, lost 1. That year they averaged 35.2 points per game, which was 21st in the nation, and allowed 19.4 points per game, which was 16th in the nation. 2019, Michigan went 9-4, finished 3rd in the Big Ten East. Lost to Ohio State again, 56-27. And lost to Alabama in the Citrus Bowl 35-16. Yeah, that was the year that Alabama did not make the playoffs. That year they averaged 31.7 points per game, which was 44th, and allowed 20.7 points per game, which was 25th. Then came the year 2020, and the wheels really came off for Michigan. They went 2-4, finished 6th in the Big Ten East. Didn't even play Ohio State. And of course they didn't get to a bowl. They averaged 28.3 points per game. Terrible offense, 66th in the nation, and allowed 34.5 points per game, so a dreadful defense as well, 95th in the nation. Jim Harbaugh was on the hot seat, but Michigan gave him another chance, restructured his contract, pretty much cut his pay in half, but he did stay at Michigan. Then came the magical year of 2021. They went 12-2. Big Ten champs, beat Ohio State 42-27. Final ranking of the year, number 3 in the nation. Highest ranking of the year, number 2 in the nation. Went to the playoffs, lost in the playoffs to Georgia 34-11. They averaged 35.8 points per game, good enough for 16th in the nation, and allowed just 17.4 points per game, good enough for 8th in the nation. So Michigan was a pretty good team in 2021. Saved Jim Harbaugh's career at Michigan. If 2021 hadn't happened, Jim Harbaugh's legacy at Michigan would be not good at all. Winless against Ohio State and only 1-4 in bowls. Never won the Big Ten. Never won the Big Ten East. So it is very true that 2021 was his saving grace. But not just his legacy, but also his contract. He went from being the 3rd highest paid college football head coach in the nation to out of the top 25 as far as highest paid. I haven't looked at the recent numbers, but I'm sure he's back into the top 10 as far as highest paid college football coach in the nation. Definitely top 25. The question is, was 2021 an anomaly? Because I'm the type of person that looks at the overall picture. 1 year doesn't describe how good of a coach is. Now, I'm not saying Jim Harbaugh is a bad coach, but if you look at the entire picture, he's not as elite as what he looks like in 2021. Good football coach, but not elite. However, he does have 5 more years at Michigan as of right now, so he could end up proving me wrong. Michigan is one of the blue bloods of college football, and they deserve one of the best head coaches in college football. Can Jim Harbaugh be that head coach? Well, according to 2021, he can be. But according to pre-2021, he might not be. We'll see which Jim Harbaugh Michigan ends up with starting this coming year in 2022. And then there's the whole trust thing. I mean, let's face it. Jim Harbaugh did interview for the head coaching position for the Minnesota Vikings. That actually happened. You can't erase that or pretend like that didn't happen. So what's the trust between Jim Harbaugh and Michigan? What's the trust between the Michigan fan base and Jim Harbaugh? Do they trust him anymore? Are they glad that he stuck around? Are they afraid that he might do it in the future? I know he said that it's not going to happen, but words are just words, and he actually did it. And if somebody does something one time, you better believe they are more than capable of doing it again. So I really wonder about the trust issue between Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. Y'all let me know how you think Jim Harbaugh is going to do from here on out at Michigan. Do you think he'll go back to the old Jim Harbaugh where sometimes he does okay, not bad, and sometimes downright bad? Or do you think he'll continue the 2021 trend and be elite in college football? Y'all let me know in the comments section, and of course, I'll give you my reaction. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.